After Wang Lin allowed Big Head to deal with the 7 illusory yin cultivators while personally confronting the greedy old man, who coveted Lei Ji and the celestial cave key, Big Head easily overwhelmed the 7-man formation, while Wang Lin casually blocked the old man's sneak attack, shattered the celestial tablet soul destruction technique with a single ancient god punch, and emerged completely unharmed after destroying the 9 exploding runes, confirming he possessed the strength to kill an early-stage nirvana cleanser cultivator. Refusing to give up, the old man sacrificed his own flesh to unleash a powerful beam of light. But Wang Lin countered with the god-slaying spear, which destroyed the attack and forced the old man to block with a mysterious green shield before coughing blood and fleeing using blood escape. When the old man took out his shield, Wang Lin immediately sensed a faint ancient god aura coming from it and realized it was an ancient god treasure. After the god-slaying spear chased the old man until it finally dissipated, Wang Lin used spatial bending for the first time within planet Tian Yun's influence, merging with the world and instantly appearing beside the fleeing old man. Terrified, the old man recognized the technique and understood that anyone who mastered spatial bending was nearly invincible against cultivators of the same level. Knowing Wang Lin's cultivation was already higher than his own, he completely lost the will to continue fighting. Wang Lin appeared less than 7 inches away and threw a punch infused with ancient god power. The old man felt certain that if the blow landed, both his body and origin soul would be destroyed. Abandoning all pride, he begged Wang Lin to spare him and offered to help him explore the celestial cave in the demon spirit land. He also willingly presented his precious magic shield, erased his ownership mark from it, and claimed it would greatly aid Wang Lin inside the celestial cave. After briefly considering the offer, Wang Lin accepted the shield and withdrew his fist. Wang Lin then formed a slave restriction identical to the one placed on Big Head and branded it between the old man's eyebrows. The old man did not dare resist and allowed the restriction to enter his body. Wang Lin ordered him to settle his affairs and follow him before returning to Lei Ji's back. By then, Big Head had already killed the 7 black-clothed cultivators and returned after licking the blood from his lips. The old man went back to his boat, dismissed his disciples after giving them instructions, and then came to Wang Lin, introducing himself as Chen Fong, also known as Master Hollow Wind. He admitted defeat without regret and promised to assist Wang Lin in the demon spirit land, requesting only that Wang Lin remove the restriction after they returned so they could part without resentment. Wang Lin calmly replied that the restriction was not powerful and could easily be broken if Chen Fong wished. After examining it, Chen Fong knew it truly was only capable of sealing Nirvana Scryer cultivators and could be destroyed with little effort. However, instead of feeling relieved, he became even more wary. He believed Wang Lin had intentionally created such an obvious weakness as bait and that attempting to break the restriction would certainly trigger a far more terrifying hidden trap. Convinced Wang Lin had carefully planned everything, Chen Fong did not dare touch the restriction. In reality, Wang Lin's cultivation was only at the peak of the mid-stage Nirvana Scryer realm, making it impossible for him to truly seal a Nirvana cleanser cultivator. Instead, he relied entirely on psychological manipulation. By exploiting Chen Feng's suspicion, Wang Lin created an invisible restraint more effective than any genuine seal. Wang Lin promised that as long as Chen Feng obeyed his orders throughout the journey, he would restore his freedom after they left the demon spirit land. Chen Feng accepted the arrangement and quietly began cultivating. His extremely thin body gradually recovered its former appearance, revealing a strange cultivation method that impressed Wang Lin. Wang Lin understood Chen Feng was demonstrating his sincerity by preparing himself for the dangerous expedition. Although pleased that Chen Feng's strength increased his chances in the demon spirit land, Wang Lin still felt he lacked enough capable companions. As Lei Ji continued through the stars, they eventually arrived near a beautiful blue cultivation planet rich in spiritual energy. Chen Feng explained that it was planet Water Spirit, belonging to the 3 Chen brothers and named after a junior related to Master Yi Chen. Chen Feng secretly coveted the woman possessing the water spirit body on the planet and would have long ago taken her as a cultivation furnace if he had not feared the powerful figure supporting the 3 brothers. Wang Lin recognized the planet as an ideal place for secluded cultivation. But because he already knew the 3 Chen brothers, he decided against taking it by force. Just as Wang Lin prepared to leave, 3 rays of light shot out from planet Water Spirit like roaring dragons. Master Yi Chen demanded to know why the strangers were lingering outside their planet. The 3 Chen brothers had recently returned after the Ghost Eye auction ended prematurely and had sensed 2 second-step cultivators outside their world, prompting them to investigate immediately. When they saw Lei Ji's enormous body, they were inwardly shocked. Knowing only legendary figures like Ling Tianao and the All-Seer could normally command a giant demon clan mount, they were even more astonished when they recognized Wang Lin, whom Master Yi Chen had personally witnessed fighting the All-Seer and believed to have died. Seeing Wang Lin alive greatly increased their respect for him. Their confusion deepened when they recognized Chen Fong. Although he had become much thinner, they immediately identified the notorious Master Hollow Wind, a famous old monster known for his lustful nature who had once even set his sights on Linger, causing the Chen brothers great concern in the past. Chen Fong mischievously suggested that they hand planet Water Spirit over to him. Before the brothers could answer, Wang Lin simply uttered a single word, telling him to stop making noise. Chen Fong immediately trembled, sensed Wang Lin's dissatisfaction, and obediently fell silent without daring to offend him. Witnessing the feared Master Hollow Wind submit so readily left the 3 brothers even more shocked. Wang Lin politely greeted Master Yi Chen, explained that he had not known planet Water Spirit belonged to them, and stated he intended to find another place for secluded cultivation. Master Yi Chen respectfully returned the greeting, but remained stunned by Chen Feng's obvious fear of Wang Lin. When he cautiously asked about Chen Feng's relationship with him, Wang Lin answered plainly that Chen Feng was his servant. Those simple words struck the 3 Chen brothers like countless bolts of thunder. Realizing Wang Lin possessed a giant demon clan mount, had a Nirvana cleanser servant in the famous Master Hollow Wind, was accompanied by the powerful Nirvana scryer Big Head and a formidable puppet, Master Yi Chen immediately invited Wang Lin to cultivate on planet Water Spirit instead of leaving. He concluded that someone with such extraordinary strength and influence was a person the 3 brothers absolutely had to befriend. After leaving Ghost Eye City, Wang Lin hesitated when the Chen brothers invited him to stay on planet Water Spirit. Master Yi Chen explained that there was no better cultivation planet within hundreds of thousands of kilometers, that it was vast enough not to interfere with Wang Lin's cultivation, and that they would be honored to host him. Master Yi Sheng and Master Yi Long also persuaded him, and Wang Lin accepted the invitation. Master Yi Chen respectfully led the group toward planet Water Spirit. During the journey, Lei Ji shrank to a manageable size and followed behind Wang Lin together with Big Head, while Master Hollow Wind quietly followed without daring to offend Wang Lin. The Chen brothers only discussed ordinary matters and never mentioned the events outside Ghost Eye City. Soon, everyone entered the atmosphere of planet Water Spirit without difficulty. As soon as they arrived, Wang Lin sensed the planet's rich spiritual energy and praised it. The Chen brothers secretly felt proud, knowing it was the finest cultivation planet within tens of thousands of kilometers and that only their master's influence had allowed them to occupy it. Master Yi Chen warmly invited Wang Lin to stay there permanently if he wished. At that moment, several celestial cranes flew over. A cheerful girl in blue called Linger rode one crane, while behind her sat a cold but breathtakingly beautiful woman in purple named Zhao Shui. Zhao Shui respectfully greeted the 3 Chen brothers and, after Master Yi Long's reminder, also greeted Wang Lin as her senior. Linger happily asked if Wang Lin still remembered her. Wang Lin smiled, recalled giving her his straw hat and bells, and confirmed that he remembered. Linger blushed and glanced at Zhao Shui. Zhao Shui was surprised because Linger had spent the past several days constantly talking about Senior Wang and treasured the pair of bells he had given her, always wearing and playing with them. Curious, Zhao Shui carefully observed Wang Lin but found nothing extraordinary about his appearance. Seeing this, Master Yi Chen smiled and, after telling Linger not to disturb Wang Lin during his stay, led Wang Lin away. Linger resumed chatting happily with Zhao Shui as the celestial cranes departed. The Chen brothers arranged an elegant ancient palace for Wang Lin in the eastern mountains of planet Water Spirit. The palace possessed a celestial atmosphere, was surrounded by numerous magnificent palaces built upon mountain peaks, and occupied the area with the densest spiritual energy on the planet. After promising to visit again the next day, the 3 Chen brothers departed. Wang Lin admired the majestic mountain palace complex, which contained more than 10 palaces surrounded by towering trees in a peaceful environment. He announced that he would enter closed-door cultivation for several days. Ordered Ta Shan to guard him. Allowed everyone else to choose their own residences, but forbade them from going more than 50 kilometers away. Ta Shan immediately took up his guard outside Wang Lin's chosen palace. Big Head and Lei Ji selected a nearby palace so they could quickly respond if summoned. While Master Hollow Wind deliberately chose a more distant residence but still remained within the permitted range. Wang Lin entered his palace and found it luxurious and spacious. Inside were elaborate decorations, a large ornamental floor pattern, a massive incense furnace burning a thick stick of incense, a purple jade cultivation mat, and murals depicting celestial beings emerging through clouds. Satisfied that the palace was suitable both for refining treasures and secluded cultivation, Wang Lin thoroughly examined the surroundings with his divine sense before sitting on the jade mat. He circulated his origin energy and remained completely motionless for 3 days, allowing his mid-stage nirvana scryer cultivation to stabilize. During those 3 days, the Chen brothers came to visit but, seeing him cultivating, quietly left without disturbing him. On the 3rd night, beneath a sky filled with stars, Wang Lin suddenly opened his eyes. Brilliant light shot from them and illuminated the dark palace. He realized that after 3 days of cultivation, together with his cultivation during the journey, his cultivation had finally stabilized at the peak of the mid-stage nirvana scryer realm. Combined with his ancient god body, he believed he could now fight mid-stage nirvana cleanser cultivators, but he still considered this insufficient for his upcoming journey to the demon spirit land. Wang Lin then took out the azure shield he had obtained from Master Hollow Wind. The shield emitted azure light that filled the palace and appeared to contain drifting clouds within it. It circled around Wang Lin 4 times before hovering motionless before him. Wang Lin carefully observed it, recalling that when Master Hollow Wind first revealed it, he had sensed a faint ancient god aura from it. The aura was weak and seemed to be sealed, something only another ancient god like Wang Lin could detect. Wang Lin concluded that although 2C had left no memory of refining such a treasure, it was likely forged by another ancient god from ancient times. He took the shield into his hand, causing the ancient god aura to become even clearer. As he carefully examined it, his gaze suddenly fixed upon a mark engraved on the side of the shield, causing him to utter a surprised sound. Wang Lin examined the small azure shield and discovered that its ancient god aura was sealed by an azure dragon mark depicting an azure dragon stepping through the clouds. The mark prevented the ancient god aura from dissipating. When Wang Lin pressed the mark, a powerful repelling force pushed him away. The mark glowed brilliantly and transformed into a 100-foot-long azure dragon that occupied more than half of the palace. The dragon roared and lunged at Wang Lin, attempting to devour him. Wang Lin coldly reached out with his right hand, summoned a storm, seized the dragon, and prepared to crush it. However, the dragon released azure light that formed a second, smaller dragon to continue the attack. Wang Lin sneered, opened the crack between his eyebrows, and unleashed the terrifying suction of the heaven-defying bead. The smaller dragon was instantly pulled inside before it could escape. The dragon in Wang Lin's grasp immediately weakened, and he crushed it, causing it to shatter into an azure fragment the size of a fingernail. The fragment was engraved with a lifelike azure dragon. After examining it, Wang Lin sensed an aura similar to the vermilion bird mark between his brows and speculated that it belonged to the Azure Dragon Divine Sect of the 4 Divine Sect. He stored the fragment and turned his attention back to the shield. Without the dragon mark, the shield's ancient god aura became more noticeable. Wang Lin discovered a slowly rotating azure vortex that had previously been concealed beneath the mark. Inside the vortex he sensed strands of origin energy that were actually a strand of divine sense fused completely with ancient god aura. Because of this fusion, only someone possessing ancient god power could remove it. Wang Lin knew Master Hollow Wind had been unable to do so. Realizing that the divine sense prevented the shield from releasing its true ancient god aura, Wang Lin decisively gathered royal ancient god power into his finger and struck the vortex. The ancient god aura within the vortex immediately rushed toward his finger while the divine sense separated from it. At that moment, a solemn voice echoed in his mind. The speaker identified himself as the Azure Dragon Holy Emperor, revealed that he was trapped within the Rain Celestial Realm, declared that whoever rescued him would become the first of the Azure Dragon series, and requested that his message be delivered to the Azure Dragon Divine Sect. In return, the Four Divine Sect would fulfill one request. He added that his aura had grown weak and feared he would not survive much longer, urging anyone who received the message to rescue him quickly. Before Wang Lin could process the message, the seal vanished and the ancient god aura that had been trapped within the shield for an unknown length of time erupted violently. Wang Lin immediately grabbed the shield and rushed out of the palace into the starry sky. The ancient god aura exploded with overwhelming intensity, causing even Wang Lin to tremble. The endless aura condensed into a gigantic, blurry ancient god illusion with rapidly rotating stars between its brows, making it impossible to determine how many stars the ancient god possessed. Meanwhile, the hand-sized shield rapidly expanded into dozens of feet, then continued growing until it exceeded 1,000 feet. Its immense size and pressure spread throughout the surroundings. While the ancient god illusion towered behind it, the three Chen brothers noticed the disturbance and hurried over. They stared in shock at the enormous shield and concluded that Wang Lin had obtained and was refining a defensive treasure unlike anything they had ever seen. The treasure spirit behind it reached into the heavens, surpassing every treasure spirit they had encountered. Across the nearby cultivation planet, cultivators awakened from meditation under the crushing pressure. Their cultivation was too weak to resist, leaving them unable to move as if the heavens themselves were pressing down upon them. Linger was cultivating while admiring the bells before her when the overwhelming pressure descended. A blue light emerged from her chest to protect her, allowing her to withstand the pressure with only slight discomfort. She walked outside and was stunned to see an enormous giant crouching at the horizon. The giant pierced the heavens, and she felt that if it stood up, a single step would be enough to destroy the planet. Big Head and the others also emerged and froze in shock. Lei Ji trembled with reverence after recognizing that the giant resembled the sacred giant depicted on the totem within the royal sanctuary of planet Giant Demon. Master Hollow Wind was the first to understand what had happened. Floating in the air, he gazed at the massive shield with a complicated expression. He had obtained the shield from a slain enemy and, after studying it, suspected it was connected to the Four Divine Sect. Although he had been able to break the outer Azure Dragon mark, he had never succeeded in breaking the hidden Vortex seal, leaving the treasure incomplete. He had only used it once during a life and death battle. Seeing Wang Lin remove the seal immediately after obtaining it caused him to fear Wang Lin even more. He sighed and admitted that following someone like Wang Lin would not disgrace his own status. Wang Lin remained focused on the shield as it continued expanding from over 1,000 feet to nearly 3,000 feet. Up close, it resembled an immense wall, rough in appearance yet radiating unimaginable defensive power. It was an authentic ancient god treasure. The ancient god illusion behind it continued growing until observers on the planet could no longer see its full body. Finally, the shield stopped expanding. The ancient god lowered its head, covering the entire sky with its face. The stars between its brows gradually slowed before coming to a complete stop. The instant they stopped, Wang Lin's eyes shone brightly with shock and overwhelming joy as he realized what was happening. The seal on the shield revealed the illusion of an ancient god with 8 fully formed stars between its eyebrows. However, Wang Lin's greatest shock came from the existence of a faint, incomplete 9th star behind the 8th. Although it had not fully taken shape, its outline was already visible, proving that the shield's original owner had reached the peak of the 8-star ancient god realm and was only a single step away from becoming a legendary 9-star ancient god. Wang Lin gasped in disbelief, never expecting such an extraordinary treasure to have belonged to an existence of that level. The gigantic illusion of the ancient god suddenly shattered into countless specks of light, and the rotating stars stopped moving. The scattered lights illuminated the entire planet, making the world as bright as day for several breaths before gradually disappearing, allowing darkness to return. At the same time, the shield itself rapidly expanded until it was nearly 10,000 feet tall, standing like an immense wall that separated yin and yang. A hazy azure radiance surrounded it, distorting everything nearby and making it seem like a divine treasure that should never have existed in the mortal world. Wang Lin immediately flew toward the shield. In the distance, Master Hollow Wind struggled to remain calm. He had once imagined how powerful the shield would become after its seal was removed. But the reality exceeded even his boldest expectations. For a brief moment, greed arose within him and he considered stealing it. However, The mysterious seal between his eyebrows instantly reminded him of the consequences, since he had no idea what punishment awaited anyone who violated the seal. His imagination only made it more terrifying, recalling the countless vicious sealing techniques he had heard of throughout his life. He quickly abandoned all thoughts of betrayal. When Wang Lin reached the shield, he stretched out his right hand without hesitation and touched its surface. The instant contact was made. An overwhelming surge of ancient god power filled with boundless destructive intent rushed into his body. The terrifying aura swept through every part of him as though capable of annihilating everything in its path. However, instead of injuring him, the power recognized his ancient god body, circulated through him several times, and then returned to the shield. At the same moment, an enormous amount of information poured into his mind. Even with his ancient god physique, Wang Lin felt an intense stinging pain before it gradually subsided. He then calmly absorbed and comprehended the inheritance contained within the shield. After a long period of understanding the inherited memories, clarity appeared in Wang Lin's eyes. He softly uttered a single ancient god word. D. The strange syllable immediately resonated with the shield. An invisible force enveloped it as the azure radiance intensified. The enormous shield rapidly shrank until it became only palm-sized and quietly floated before Wang Lin. Completely under his control, Wang Lin realized that if he had not possessed an authentic ancient god body, the destructive aura released by the shield during the recognition process would have instantly killed him. This treasure was fundamentally different from the ancient god furnace. Although the furnace also carried ancient god aura, it possessed no intelligence and was merely a discarded tool casually created by 2C. 2C had never even used the furnace once before throwing it away because he was dissatisfied with it. This shield, however, was entirely different. It had clearly accompanied its original owner through countless battles, which was why activating it could even summon the illusion of its former master. While it was still inferior to the true god-slaying spear, it was remarkably close in quality and was a genuine ancient god battle treasure. Only an ancient god could unleash its true power. Ordinary cultivators who obtained it could only draw out a tiny portion of its abilities. And once the seal was completely removed, the shield would refuse to acknowledge anyone except an ancient god as its master. Wanting to personally test the shield's defensive abilities, Wang Lin calmly asked Master Hollow Wind to attack him with his full strength. After hesitating briefly, Hollow Wind formed hand seals. Purple light erupted around him and condensed into a massive stone tablet covered with countless flashing runes. The tablet emitted an overwhelming aura as it roared through the sky toward Wang Lin. The pressure it released was so great that the surrounding space cracked apart before the attack had even arrived. Just as the stone tablet descended upon Wang Lin, the azure shield automatically reacted. It flashed forward with astonishing speed and positioned itself in front of him. A deafening explosion echoed as the shield collided with the enormous tablet. The stone tablet instantly shattered into countless fragments. However, what truly shocked Master Hollow Wind was what happened next. Instead of merely blocking the attack, the shield absorbed all of the origin energy released from the destroyed stone tablet. The azure radiance immediately became even brighter after devouring the energy. Wang Lin thoughtfully retrieved the shield into his hand and carefully examined it. The inherited memories informed him that this shield was not a royal bloodline ancient god treasure, but among treasures used by ordinary ancient gods, it stood at the absolute peak. More importantly, it possessed a unique ability. By continuously absorbing origin energy from enemy attacks, it could gradually accumulate power. Once enough origin energy had been gathered, Wang Lin would be able to activate the life-saving divine spell sealed inside it. Even with Wang Lin's calm temperament, this discovery moved him greatly. A life-saving spell personally left behind by an ancient god who had reached the peak of the 8-star realm was something whose power could hardly be imagined. Taking a deep breath, Wang Lin looked at the shield with shining eyes. He then caused it to shrink once more until it became a tiny stream of azure light that flew directly into his right eye. From that moment onward, Wang Lin's appearance subtly changed. His long black hair flowed naturally, while his right eye became completely azure, giving him an unforgettable and mysterious appearance. Meanwhile, far away from planet Water Spirit, a streak of light sped toward planet Tian Yun. Inside the light was Situ Nan, surrounded by dense origin energy. His long black hair fluttered behind him, revealing his sturdy physique, while the faint evil expression on his face gave him the appearance of a demon god. Traveling beside him was an exceptionally beautiful and alluring woman dressed in a silk gown that clung to her graceful figure as they flew through space. Situ Nan complained jokingly that planet Tian Yun was ridiculously difficult to locate and laughed that if he had not happened to meet the young fairy beside him, he might never have found it. His words made the beautiful woman giggle. Smiling charmingly, she asked why Senior Situ had come all the way to planet Tian Yun. Laughing heartily, Situ Nan replied that he had come to find a brother whom he had not seen for many years. He wondered how much his cultivation had improved after such a long separation. As memories surfaced, a trace of nostalgia appeared in his expression. Inwardly, he sighed that it had already been several hundred years since he last met Wang Lin and could not help wondering what had become of that young man. The alluring woman smiled with interest and asked for the name of Situ Nan's brother, saying that she might know him. Situ Nan joked that his brother was not handsome, so the woman likely did not know him. Laughing, he reached for the charming woman's waist, pinched her, and pulled her into his arms despite her attempt to resist. Carrying her, he flew toward planet Tian Yun. He teased her about the Pink Palace, reminding her that he had already fed her many times and wanted to see whether the Pink Palace was truly as beautiful as she claimed. The woman smiled seductively and promised that he would be satisfied as long as he did not forget the sisters of the Pink Palace. Hearing this, Situ Nan imagined the beautiful women of planet Feng Luan and fantasized that if he and Wang Lin could one day rule the planet, each of them could embrace two beauties at once. He then lamented that Wang Lin was like a block of wood despite all the years he had spent teaching him. Meanwhile, on distant planet Water Spirit, Wang Lin's right eye emitted a blue glow. After waving his sleeve, he returned to closed-door cultivation. Calm returned to the planet as everyone dispersed. But many people remained unable to sleep or cultivate, including the three Chen brothers, Master Hollow Wind, and the young woman Linger. Linger could not forget the giant figure that had pierced the heavens. She tossed and turned in bed, unable to calm herself. She could not understand why seeing the giant made her feel as though she had experienced the cycle of reincarnation and inspired an unprecedented sense of reverence. Only after dawn did she finally fall asleep. Although her sleep was brief, she dreamed she had lived an entire lifetime. In the dream, she became another person wearing strange clothing in a world that felt both familiar and unfamiliar beneath a dazzling blue sky. She stood upon a towering altar that reached into the heavens while countless men and women below, dressed in unusual garments, chanted mysterious incantations that echoed across the world. Filled with reverence, she stretched out her arm toward the sky as though communicating with it. After a long time, clouds gathered and winds arose. The sky became covered with clouds while the people below chanted even louder with excitement and devotion. Kneeling on one knee upon the altar, she formed a bottle-shaped hand seal before her chest, raised her head to expose her slender white neck, and uttered strange words. At that instant, the clouds churned violently as two powerful rays of light pierced through them and descended to the earth. As an unknown force spread through the clouds, a gigantic figure appeared behind them. It was an ancient god. Only its upper body was visible, yet it seemed to fill heaven and earth. 8 stars rapidly revolved between its eyebrows. The moment it appeared, everyone beneath the altar erupted in cheers and displayed fanatical expressions of worship. The dream abruptly ended. Linger awakened and stared at the ceiling. This recurring dream had accompanied her ever since she gained consciousness. But she had always kept it secret. She had never wanted to tell anyone about it, not even her closest friend Zhao Shui or her grandfather, Master Yi Chen. She had always believed it was only a fantasy because the scenes had always been blurry. However, after meeting Wang Lin, she had dreamed more clearly than ever before and finally saw every detail. She also found it strange that she had felt an inexplicable familiarity the moment she first saw Wang Lin, though she dismissed it as insignificant because she still believed everything was only a dream. That belief completely shattered after witnessing the giant figure in the sky. Although it was not the exact same figure from her dream, the stars between its eyebrows and the overwhelming feeling it inspired were identical. She realized that the ancient god from her dream truly existed, leaving her heart in complete turmoil. Early the next morning, Zhao Shui knocked gently on Linger's door. Receiving no response, she entered without using her divine sense and found the room empty. Wondering where Linger had gone so early, Zhao Shui frowned before leaving. Inside the palace, Wang Lin continued cultivating through the night until the blue glow in his eyes completely subsided. He reflected that activating the ancient god's life-saving spell consumed an enormous amount of origin energy. And merely absorbing origin energy through battle was insufficient. He began considering a new plan. After some cultivation, Wang Lin took out a magnificent crown from his storage bag. Inside the crown floated a proud red shadow surrounded by a golden line. Upon closer inspection, the golden line was actually the greatly shrunken soul of a golden dragon, which obediently circled the red shadow in fear. As Wang Lin gazed at the crown, memories surfaced in his mind. He softly called, "Red Butterfly." Before Red Butterfly died, she had asked Wang Lin to visit her hometown, where he found a blue rose with the same proud aura she possessed. Later, after obtaining the crown, the blue rose merged with it. At first, Wang Lin only sensed that something inside the crown had changed without understanding its purpose. Only when the golden dragon later used its strongest divine ability to form a crown did Wang Lin realize the significance of the true crown. He still vividly remembered the red figure that emerged from it, whose appearance and aloof aura were almost identical to Red Butterfly's. Red Butterfly had been the first person Wang Lin had ever admired. As the unparalleled genius of Shui Yu country, she had been accepted by Suzaku country despite its rules, elevating Shui Yu's status and triggering a war between nations that even affected mortals like Donghua. When Wang Lin spoke her name, the red shadow trembled slightly but gave no response, gradually fading away as though avoiding him. Wang Lin sighed, carefully stored the crown, and became serious. He decided that if he could refine and control his next treasure, he would have much greater confidence before entering the demon spirit land. He then took out a silver glowing female refined corpse that he had stolen during the Great War between Allheaven and the Alliance. She had been one of the Alliance's 3 strongest refined corpses. The woman wore a silver dress that highlighted her graceful figure, but her face was pale and lifeless while terrifying yin energy filled the room. 2 blackish-purple chains pierced her body, one through her humerus and the other through her pelvis, releasing a poisonous stench capable of instantly killing mortals and severely poisoning cultivators. Wang Lin believed that if he successfully controlled this refined corpse, he would gain another early-stage Nirvana cleanser-level combat force, making the risk he had taken during the war worthwhile. Just as he was observing it, his expression changed. He immediately returned the corpse to his storage bag, causing the yin energy and poison to quickly disappear. At that moment, a hesitant and gentle voice came from outside the palace. "Wang. Senior Wang, it's Linger." Although dawn had arrived, the wind on planet Water Spirit remained bitterly cold. Despite her cultivation, Linger still felt chilled. She nervously looked at Ta Shan, who sat before the palace entrance. Remembering that he had accompanied Wang Lin a few days earlier, she was frightened by his cold, emotionless gaze. Biting her lower lip, she softly pleaded, I want to see Senior Wang. Can you let me in?" Ta Shan remained silent and continued staring at her coldly. If Ling took even one more step forward, he was prepared to attack. Ling visited Wang Lin early in the morning and invited him to watch the sunrise on planet Water Spirit. Though nervous and blushing, she sincerely hoped he would accompany her. Wang Lin immediately understood the deeper meaning behind her invitation, frowned, and politely refused, saying he needed to cultivate. He offered to have Ta Shan accompany and protect her instead before returning to the palace. Wang Lin reflected that although he had cultivated for only a little over 1,000 years, both his age and cultivation made him an old senior compared to Ling. His kindness toward her came only from her water spirit root and his goodwill toward a junior. With no romantic intentions, Ling pleaded again, insisting she only wished to watch the sunrise with him and asking if he could not even grant such a small request. She also wanted to ask him about the giant that had appeared the previous night. As she tried to approach, Ta Shan stepped forward and released a ripple that pushed her back dozens of feet. Her weak cultivation, combined with exhaustion and emotional turmoil, caused her spiritual energy to become chaotic, and she coughed up blood. Seeing this, Wang Lin sighed, appeared beside her, gently patted her back, and sent origin energy into her body. Her spiritual energy immediately stabilized and her injuries disappeared. Helpless, Wang Lin finally agreed to accompany her, not because his feelings had changed, but because he realized she genuinely had important questions to ask. He also remembered that he had only watched the sunrise and sunset with Li Muwan during her final years. memories that remained eternal in his heart. The only other similar memory was watching the sunset while separated by a wall from Lu Mei in the soul refining sect. Overjoyed, Linger summoned a white crane with the bells on her wrist. She rode the crane while Wang Lin simply walked through the sky behind her. Throughout the journey, Linger laughed happily, and the sound of her laughter blended harmoniously with the ringing bells, creating a heavenly melody that Wang Lin found pleasant. Watching her carefree happiness reminded him that, except during his childhood, he had rarely experienced such simple joy. The crane brought them to a towering mountain peak surrounded by clouds, overlooking the endless ocean behind it. As the rising sun illuminated the peak, Linger landed gracefully on a blue rock, her hair flowing in the mountain breeze. Her natural beauty, enhanced by her water spirit root, was revealed as the first rays of sunlight rose behind her. The image of Linger smiling with her hair partially covering her face, framed by the sunrise, became permanently etched in Wang Lin's memory. Filled only with admiration, Wang Lin silently watched the sunrise while entering an unusually peaceful and mysterious state of mind unlike anything he had experienced before. He vaguely sensed that he had perceived something profound, yet when he tried to understand it afterward, it was as though he had seen nothing at all. After the sun had fully risen, Linger mentioned that before Big Sister Shui had come to the planet, she had often watched the sunrise and sunset there alone. Wang Lin simply replied that the view was beautiful while remaining immersed in his unusual state of comprehension. Linger then asked about the giant that had appeared the previous night. Wang Lin answered that it was merely the treasure spirit of one of his treasures. However, Linger shook her head, saying he did not need to deceive her because she knew it was not a treasure spirit but an extinct race that had once been the strongest existence among the stars. Surprised, Wang Lin narrowed his eyes and asked why she believed that. Linger hesitated for a long time before revealing the greatest secret she had kept since childhood. She explained that she had always experienced a recurring dream in which she often lost herself. Within that dream, she had seen a giant similar to the one from the previous night. Although it was not exactly the same giant, both possessed stars between their eyebrows. Despite maintaining a calm expression, Wang Lin was deeply shocked. According to Tu Sis' inherited memories, there had never been any record of ancient gods interacting with mortals, making Linger's claim impossible to explain. He regarded dreaming about an ancient god as too absurd, refused to believe her story, and told her to leave, saying the sunrise was over. He had already answered her question, and he wished to remain there to continue his comprehension without disturbance. Linger's face turned pale as she realized Wang Lin did not believe her. After a moment of determination, she knelt on one knee, formed her hands into the shape of a treasure bottle, raised her slender neck, and performed the exact posture she had repeated thousands of times in her dreams. The instant Wang Lin saw the gesture, his pupils contracted, and it felt as though a bolt of thunder had exploded inside his mind.